Hello, I'm Hope Logan. I am an actor on Bold and the Beautiful, and many people really love both me and our Bold and the Beautiful drama. So I've come here to share updates about my beloved Bold and the Beautiful. Everyone, please subscribe and support me. If you do, I will keep coming every day with new updates for you. The week of July 13th through July 17th promises to bring an emotional storm to the Bold and the Beautiful, where love, heartbreak, and impossible choices collide in ways that could forever change the lives of some of the show's most beloved families. As old wounds reopen and painful truths emerge, every relationship will be tested by secrets, regrets, and dreams that suddenly seem farther away than ever before. At the center of it all stands John Finn Finnegan, whose unexpected decision will leave Steffy Forrester Finnegan completely stunned and emotionally shaken. Yet before she can even process the shock that Finn brings into their marriage, Steffy will find herself drawn into another heartbreaking situation, offering comfort to someone whose world is beginning to crumble. Across Los Angeles, hope and despair will intertwine as each character struggles to find a path forward, while the consequences of past decisions continue to ripple through their lives. Elsewhere, another emotional journey unfolds as Will Spencer turns to his father, Bill Spencer, searching for guidance during one of the most difficult periods of his life. Burdened by guilt and haunted by the choices he has made, Will desperately hopes that Bill's experience and wisdom can help him find clarity when everything around him feels uncertain. At nearly the same time, Sheila Carter finds herself clinging to a rare spark of optimism after Finn agrees to speak with Steffy about giving Sheila an opportunity to spend genuine time bonding with the family. For Sheila, this represents far more than a simple conversation. It feels like the possibility of redemption, a chance to prove that she is no longer the dangerous woman everyone remembers. She dares to believe that perhaps after everything that has happened, there may still be room for forgiveness and acceptance. Whether that hope is realistic or dangerously misplaced remains to be seen, but Sheila's determination to reclaim a place in Finn's life grows stronger than ever. While these complicated family tensions continue to build, Will Spencer remains trapped in his own emotional nightmare, unable to escape the overwhelming regret that has taken hold of his heart. The secrets he chose to keep from Electra Forrester have left lasting damage, and with every passing moment, he becomes more convinced that he has destroyed something truly precious. No matter how hard he wishes he could go back and make different choices, the past refuses to let him rewrite it. Watching him struggle, Melissa Dillon believes Will deserves another chance at happiness instead of endlessly punishing himself for mistakes that cannot be undone. She boldly tries to brighten his spirits with playful flirting and genuine kindness, hoping to convince him that life still has exciting possibilities waiting ahead. Yet, despite Dylan's sincere efforts and undeniable charm, Will's heart refuses to move on because every thought continues to drift back to Electra and the painful realization of just how deeply he misses her. Meanwhile, an entirely different kind of heartbreak unfolds within the walls of the hospital, where Daphne Rose Walton receives devastating news that threatens to shatter the future she has always imagined. Lee Finnegan delivers the painful medical reality that Daphne may be unable to become pregnant, a revelation that lands with crushing emotional force. In a single moment, dreams of motherhood that once seemed so natural and attainable suddenly become uncertain, leaving Daphne overwhelmed by grief, confusion, and disbelief. The weight of that possibility becomes almost impossible to bear, and the future she envisioned with Carter Walton begins slipping through her fingers. During one of the darkest moments of her life, Daphne turns to Steffy, seeking comfort from someone who understands how precious family truly is. Steffy responds with compassion, offering quiet support and heartfelt reassurance as Daphne struggles to process news that no one ever expects to hear. The heartbreaking diagnosis also leaves Carter Walton devastated as the dreams he and Daphne have shared about building a family suddenly seem painfully out of reach. Rather than surrendering to despair, Carter tries to focus on hope, gently reminding Daphne that becoming parents can happen in many different ways. He begins considering possibilities such as adoption or surrogacy, believing there may still be beautiful opportunities waiting for them, even if life has taken an unexpected turn. His optimism comes from a place of deep love and unwavering commitment as he refuses to let one heartbreaking setback define their future together. But Daphne is simply not ready to think that far ahead. The emotional shock of learning about her infertility weighs so heavily on her heart that imagining alternative paths to parenthood feels impossible, leaving her needing time, space, and understanding before she can even begin to consider what comes next. As these intensely personal struggles unfold, the Forrester family attempts to focus on something much more hopeful by preparing for the long-awaited rescheduled couture fashion show. Ridge Forrester and Eric Forrester are determined to make the event an unforgettable success, hoping it will restore excitement, confidence, and momentum for the family business after recent setbacks. The anticipation surrounding the glamorous showcase fills the air with renewed energy, but even this prestigious event cannot completely escape the shadows cast by ongoing family conflict. Instead of celebrating without distraction, Ridge and Eric find themselves once again forced to confront complications involving Will Spencer. Eric, determined to protect the Forrester family from further emotional turmoil, takes matters into his own hands by cornering Will with a stern and unmistakable warning. He firmly tells the young man to stay away from the Forresters altogether, making it painfully clear that Will's presence is no longer welcome in their world. Those harsh words hit Will with tremendous force, leaving him emotionally defeated and feeling even more isolated than before. Despite Will's growing sadness, the people around him refuse to let him sink completely into hopelessness. Dylan, joined by the other women working at Bikini Bar, tries to lift his spirits and encourage him to stop living in the past. They insist that continuing to chase a relationship that has already fallen apart will only keep reopening old wounds. With kindness, persistence, and a touch of humor, they attempt to convince him that letting go of Electra might finally allow him to discover happiness again. Yet their encouragement struggles to break through the emotional walls Will has built around himself. His heart remains firmly attached to the woman he lost, and every attempt to move forward only reminds him of everything he wishes he could change. The painful conflict between accepting reality and holding on to hope continues to define every decision he makes. Back at home, however, an even greater emotional explosion is quietly building, one that threatens the very foundation of Steffy and Finn's marriage. After speaking with Sheila, Finn reaches a life-changing conclusion that he believes comes from compassion, forgiveness, and the hope that people truly can change. He gently suggests to Steffy that perhaps they should finally give Sheila a genuine opportunity to prove she has become a different person. Finn believes his biological mother deserves the chance to earn trust instead of being condemned forever by the mistakes of her past. In his heart, he begins imagining a future where Sheila could somehow become a real part of their extended family, believing reconciliation may be possible if everyone is willing to take that first difficult step. To Finn, this represents healing, understanding, and hope for a future no longer controlled by old hatred. But for Steffi, Finn's suggestion feels less like hope and far more like betrayal. The mere thought of allowing Sheila anywhere near their family immediately awakens years of fear, trauma, and painful memories that she has fought desperately to leave behind. She cannot believe that Finn is allowing Sheila's manipulation to influence his judgment, and the idea that he would even consider welcoming Sheila into their lives sends shockwaves through her emotions. What begins as a difficult conversation quickly erupts into a fierce and deeply personal confrontation, with both husband and wife refusing to back down from their convictions. Finn sees forgiveness as the path toward healing, while Steffi sees only danger and unimaginable risk. Their opposing beliefs create a heartbreaking divide that neither of them knows how to bridge, setting the stage for one of the most intense conflicts their marriage has ever faced. As the week reaches its emotional climax, The Bold and the Beautiful promises explosive confrontations, shattered dreams, and heartbreaking choices that could permanently alter relationships throughout Los Angeles, leaving viewers anxiously waiting to discover whether love will survive or whether the cracks forming today will become impossible to repair.